big Labor Day morning, all they sleeping still?
Working, 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 working.
Oh, you woman, move she belly.
Working, 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 working.
Hold on, myself, hold on, Friday.
Working, 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 working.
Hey, I'm a boss. Hey, girl. You want work for you? I know I am like romancing on the floor.
Yes.
Well, this is the song you've been waiting for. Hold somebody close, squeeze somebody tight. We turn off the light, darling, it's no working tonight.
One of the greatest bands of all time.
Working, 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 working.
Oh, you woman know she belly.
Working, 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 working.
This episode is really for all the foreigners, right? Who left Trinidad
Hold on, Friday.
and had to work on days like today. Come on!
Girl, she in that cozy corner.
Working, 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 working.
How you do the work together?
Working, 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 working.
Young ladies, they're on the working. Young ladies, give a buzz.
Anytime the opening song playing long is because I can't find the episode number. Welcome to episode 186 of the Corey Shepherd podcast. Holiday edition for those of us who live here. Who flee and gone. Sorry. You're missing out on all this goodness. I tell all it's holiday land, you know, so it's Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to everybody. I have a long list of songs lined up about work and hard work and not so much a hard working. So if you're on your way to work, come home. You'll never have to work in your life again.
Double M, yeah.
Come on!
Dropping a style and the rhythm like angle bang. Ba da 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 bang. Angle bang. Have a little money in the pocket 'cause I just got paid. I could do it a little more, but I still irate. So now I'm stepping out to a party. Trouble when I link up with my friends and family. Man, anywhere we go, we mash it up. We rip it up, we mash it up. Girl, them a fi bubble and them a fi back it up. Everybody see we and they say we act it up. We just slay.
I'm looking for a little backup work for Machel and all. If you feel I could get a little backup work, hey, you still singing? Welcome on board. If you've never been here before, it's nice to have you here. If you come back, I thank you for coming back. YouTube don't want me to be great. I make a little bad joke last week. You see why as a man is go by a script and go by a plan. I try to plan things out before I reach here and go to script. And I get excited and wild last week talking about cartel and come and play Shabba and a whole set of song. My last week video is copyright strike on me now and numbers low. So I know how much people will get to see this next episode because the way YouTube working, anytime you do things like that, is a fight to build back to the little few listeners I have every week. But I appreciate all you. Every one of them spins. We appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell so you can find out when new episodes come out. You know what I mean? Just in case on a week like this, they don't come out on the Tuesday. If you didn't know by now, it's a short week in Trinidad and Tobago. So short week means short episode. Nothing serious. I'm recording this on the night before the holiday. It's heavy rain in Trinidad. The place is overcast and cloudy. I can't compare it. Salute to my sister. She sent me pictures and temperature checks of her walks in the morning, and she telling me, it's warm, I walk in here and it's warm and it's 18 degrees. My air condition don't go nowhere near 18 and thing. All my joints will start to hurt me when them time come. But a few little things to talk about this week in this short week here, and also a list of songs lined up about work. I want to tell you that when it comes to where there's hard work, is work up, is worky, there's nobody who sing more song about work than Machel Montano. If you look up Soca about work or Calypso about work, there's a whole page of Machel's song you're gonna get. It's impressive. Machel, he liked the theme of work, and it shows in his career and what he was able to accomplish from very, very young up to today. Being King of Soca is what the man said to call him, right? King of Soca is what the man said to call him. So we have a few more Machel to play, along with some other greats. The first song was by Burning Flames, the song Worky, a song that all of us should know, right? But going back to my podcasting class I do some weeks ago, they were asking me like, how you connect Calypso and them things to youths, and I was trying to explain to them that, listen, Calypso is Soca, and Soca is Calypso, and I win the monarch, so now everybody know Papaya. It's the same. It's not any different. So when you hear Busy Signal say, "Gala," I don't know how to play it, but it's a copyright strike I can't take. But when you hear Busy Signal say, "Gala call me cause you want me if it worky, want me if it worky, she can dial me number cause you want me for," it's the same song. I mean, it's really not that far. It's nearly not that far. It's in Calypso. We underestimate what Calypso is and how much Calypso has contributed to everything. And it brings me to an open discussion in this week. And it's something that I did not know was happening at all. Now, I want to tell you in all honesty and honesty that if I knew that this was happening, I would have go. But I don't know how I set up and how hard it is to leave home. And it's even harder to leave home, as Machel said, work hard, play harder. Work done hard for me when it's a short week already. But it's even harder to leave home when you see it's in this rain and this kind of cold weather. I have to stay home. I don't want to come out of the house at all. But I did see Scorch, led by Kwesi Hopkinson. Kwesi Hype Hoppa Hopkinson. Hoppy, right? Having a music festival that I think deserves, or it is right along the lines of everything that we stand for and everything that I try to do with this podcast. And I find it's a great initiative. It took me straight back to that question in that podcasting class. The name of it is Caribbean Musicon. You know, like what's a Comic-Con and them things, like it's a music conference and Musicon, right? And for me, it come out of the blue, maybe because I'm not in industry circles. I'm struggling to figure out who exactly they were targeting, like who they wanted to come there. I suppose it's people who want to be a part of the music industry. I'm not sure if it was like broadly marketed to just fans of music and stuff, because just some of the discussions and the panels, this is something that I would have loved to go to, just to come back and talk about what I was able to see. Because when you look at some of the panelists that they had, I think it's really, really impressive, the list of people that they put together and the way they handle the blending of the I was going to say the old and the young, but the blended of the seasoned and the veteran artists and producers and cultural aficionados with some of the practitioners and the people who in the field now. Like I would see people like Voice there, Voice and Penny and what's my next partner name? Travis Will and so on. And then you're seeing Carl Beaver Henderson, Mr. Raymond. You're seeing Angela Hunt was there. Several people. Freetown Collective was there on some panels as well. One of the panels hosted by Rome. So most of what I've seen from it is clips from the Caribbean Musicon page. So follow them on Instagram as well as on Scorch's page and so on. And they have a YouTube page called Caribbean Cyber Stream, where you could go on to see even more from the festival. So for instance, one of the clips I see in Caribbean Musicon Day 2 is 7 hours long. So take your time and always don't complain 2 hours long. And it worth taking in little pieces of it, even if the clip's good too, because they get into some of the meat of what is happening or some of the conversations. But I heard Beaver and Raymond talking to Hoppy and saying some things where Raj Shorty. And maybe there's a song that I'll play again, right? Because it's funny enough, I'd done 2 episodes about Shorty earlier in the year. And I heard them telling Hoppy how important. He was saying that people don't realize how important Raj Shorty was, or how big he was, or how popular he was in his day. And what he meant to the Caribbean. And Hoppy had kind of say, right, so he was as big as Machel, and he was like, no, plenty bigger than Machel. He was basically saying Raj Shorty was a phenom, a movement throughout the Caribbean. And stories like those, right? Don't think of Hoppy as being my age, right? Hoppy in his 40s. Hoppy, I've always respected as somebody who is not just part of the culture or contributor to the culture. I think he's a genuine lover of the culture. And people used to talk about him when he was on radio on 96.7 on an evening. And I would agree that his show, where they just call people to flush them and them kind of things, he's an entertaining guy, right? So once you put him in a space, people will be entertained. But he was mailing in that show for a long time. Like, he used to sit down, I'd have whole, episodes. It had whole times I on drive time listening to Hoppy and JJ and them. And JJ and them carrying the show, songing like Hoppy not even there. And you take a lot of flack for that for people my age. And somehow he end up getting classed as a fellow who don't know much. When I hear people talk about Hoppy and them, all Hoppy and them is talk about nonsense and and I think, this dude, I don't understand who he is and where he's been through and where he come from, who's his father and so on. He very attuned to the culture from what I just talking about conversations with him and the kind of knowledge he has just over the years, just regular interactions with him, right? And I remember him interviewing David Rudder one time, who one might argue might be the easiest person to interview, David Rudder, you know what I mean? At that time in his career, a lot of David Rudder used to come across as warm and welcoming and fuzzy and hugs and loves and so on to people, you know what I mean? There was a point in time where he was not he wasn't the warmest person, let me put it like that. But Hoppy was able to have a real good conversation with him about some of his iconic songs, about Pan, about culture in Trinidad, about just general state of affairs and crime and politics. And 3 solid hours there on radio with David Rudder doing a great job having a conversation with him. So it's somebody I always respected. He's somebody too who, when you're talking about an episode that is about work, right? He's one of the hardest working people in entertainment. He's built so many different brands I see. Now, sorry, but in my mind, I always used to compare him to Diddy. I'll stop doing that. I'll never do that again. I understand, but it used to be like, this is all local version of Diddy. He's just find ideas, make things work, keep himself culturally relevant. Because I want to appreciate that for somebody at 40-something years old, I saw, for instance, some fellas throw parties in what used to be Club Coconuts recently, right? 90s party and dancehall thing and song clash thing. I saw to my partner Pravat who talking about standing up for forever in Shabba and them show last week, and the things that geared towards people our age still being put on by people our age is our promoters who come up with us from teenage days, and they're still doing things now. The thing up in Coconuts bus, who going up there, 40-something year olds and trying to go in nuts and party, nothing but that not songing good to me. Especially the part where You could drive down from St. Anne's late at night after you done take a few and think we done past that age on stage. Can't do it. Cannot do it anymore. So it's admirable, and it's something that we must take note of, that Hoppy throwing parties that attracting teenagers and young professionals who in their 20s. And when you go to Scorch parties or you look at Scorch events, it's young people still going to that. Most of the promoters who we don't have in our time would struggle to appeal to today's youth. I mean, most marketing people, most businesses, like trying to figure out what are we in now? Generation Y, Generation Z? I don't know which one of them it is. But whatever generation we in now, people struggle to appeal to those generations or to reach those generations. And Hoppy has done that over the years. And never without things like this. So he throw party, he throw boat ride, he have mass band, he have mass section and mass band. And now we have Scorch Radio, which turned out to be one of the more popular radio stations among a wide group of youths. And I've said it here many times before. Whenever Hoppy, people ask me like, why do I work on radio and why do... The reason is I don't know if I could deal with the times and the working for people and the politics that's come with that and the publicity and how I'm balancing that with my normal work and life. But I tell you only, whenever Hoppy starts a talk radio station, I go in 6 a.m. I want the morning shift. Whenever he started, I end there every day of the week. It's something that I would love to do, you know what I mean? Because of this connection, he don't have to do this. I don't know if this making good money for him or what. I hope it making money and I hope it making sense for him. But to put on a music conference for the Caribbean, it is focused around Trinidad now, right? It was in the invitation showing Napa. But when I see some of the clips, it's showing like his movie tongue. So I'm not sure which one it was at. But wherever it was, I'm not sure if it's different venues as well. I wonder if this is something he will move up the Caribbean as he has done with his mass sections and his fetes and boat rides and all those different things that he's done in several different countries. And or something, that could move around and gain some strength. Because if you're doing this here every year, you start to see where things like this start up well, and then they fade away eventually because the investment not there, the sponsorship not there, the novelty whereof you're coming back, you're hearing the same stories from the same people, and it dies off. So I'm hoping, and given his level of innovation and entrepreneurship and risk taking and so on, I wouldn't doubt it's something that he would want to continue to do up the islands. But a few very interesting stories came out of it, right? Very interesting stories came out of it. And one of them that I just heard from none other than the great farmer Nappy, a man who well respected on this program, right? When it comes to Farmer Nappy, we don't go against nothing Farmer do or say on this program. Farmer is one of my favorites, right? But Farmer said, and I'm taking it straight from what Farmer say, or should I just play what Farmer say and keep myself out of problems? Let me see if I could play what Farmer say, because I don't want nobody say that I say and carry no wrong news on me, right? Taking what Farmer had to say.
Dollars for the same thing. It was actually came from Tommy Joseph.
So you never approached Colin because
Colin, you remember he's a little youth of Colin, and I grew up underneath Song Rev, Firefly, Chant, Youths, Chandler. I grew up with all of these fellas and them, right? So I used to be sitting down in Colin car to go Song Rev shows. So when he come, he approached and he had the attitude, but I get big now and I can stand up to him now, he thief the eye. And Hoppy bring it up really and truly. Is David rather give Hoppy that story in the studio, and Hoppy came to me with it. I wasn't talking about it, but now
I never hear that.
Yeah. Thief.
So now
you didn't hear it from me, hear it from Farmer directly. What he say, if you didn't catch it, is he basically say that the dollar wine thing is something that that Tommy Joseph used to do in the tent. Now, my mother and them got to confirm this for me, right? But this is something that I feel like I remember. You see just how the thing went viral with Tommy Joseph the other day, saying 1 cough, 2 cough, 3 cough, 4 cough. That Tommy Joseph was a vibe, right, on stage, and it had several versions of songs that Tommy Joseph sing. Whether it's song he make up just to kill time in between artists or keep the show going or keep people entertained, or is an artist sing a song and he had a verse in the tent and he sing his own version of a song, or things like this where he have a vibe, he have a song that has an energy. You see what's Salty and them doing, how Salty and them is just come up with chant, or Young Brother and them coming up with chant and making song. To me, Tommy Joseph is the original man who used to do that, Tommy Joseph. And that is why them little clips that he have that going viral now could go viral in zest with young people. Because he used to do that. He used to create a chant and make a vibes, and that's something you'll go in the tent every night and see. So Farmer basically saying that David rather tell Hoppy, and Farmer say he see it for himself as somebody who rolled with Song Rev them days, that Tommy was the man who come up with the cent, 5 cent, 10 cent dollar thing. And and Tommy and Colin Lucas go on with the man idea. But as we here to talk about work, we don't work for free, right? We having we own little Charlie King Junction here now, right?
She love how I'm moving my body when I sing. You got to teach me, Mr. Trini, how to get that swing. Put a cent piece in your left pocket, 5 cents in your right,
10 cents in your back pocket.
set the outside sign in front, under your bed.
Stick a dollar.
Now count if you want to learn. I explain to her. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. Come again. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. She says she don't like the pace. We going too slow. She wants to walk up she waist, so raise the tempo. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. 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 When I thought she had enough and she can't take the grind, she ball. Forget the small change, give me big money wine. Dollar, 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 dollar,
Tell the union there's how we negotiating from now, right?
Come on, people. I watch you all night in the party. She said to me, oi, oi, oi. All the time you're moving your body, sweet and sexy. Oi, oi, oi. I hear that your hip movement is really called a wine. I don't mess with alcohol, but that wine is fine. I love the way you sing, throwing waist like rain. Right now, I want to learn.
Sing it for Tommy.
Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. Looking good. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. Yes. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. She says she don't like the pace. We going too slow. Like she want me rock up my waist and raise the tempo. Cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, dollar. 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 When I thought I'm showing off and she can't stand the grind, she ball. Leave out the small change, give me big money, wine, wine. Dollar, 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 dollar,
These days, I only have enough dollar to buy doubles, you know. After I buy about one doubles, almost $1 and then done, you know what I mean? It's hard times. But again, salute to Kwesi Hopkinson, salute to Hoppy, salute to the Caribbean Musicon. I think it's a great initiative. I hope it continues to grow and continue to move up the islands or throughout the world. It's something that we need, you know. Connecting that past with the future, I feel like it's our job as 40-year-olds, and nobody better to do that than Hoppy, because he's sitting at that transition. He have the voice and the ear of the well-respected people in the industry who would have been, whatever you want to call them, elders, whatever you want to call them, and he have the youths too. So great initiative. But I just mentioned the unions and the negotiating, and I get a little bit triggered as an aspiring 1%er. I can't leave that statement out there on its own, right? So we could negotiate for more dollar. But we must always remember that the union has to tell people that it's not just about the money you earn, it's about the work you put in on this Labor Day.
Yeah, this is a story of famous dogs. But the dog that chases its tail will be busy.
Yeah! Once again, I'd like to welcome you to the farm. I reckon. Farming up in the Caribbean Machel, exotic sensation. Who is it? You think it come easy? No, no. Oh no. You got to be a hard-working dog. Yeah. Listen. So what me say, I know some girls like to call men dogs. I agree. But there is a difference. There's a dog who will take advantage of you, and there's a dog who can handle maintenance.
Yes.
And I'm a dog, I'm a working dog. Say I'm a hard-working dog. Say, me a no cow dog, me a no old dog. I say I really hate flies, but they're better than frogs. Down in the country, singing my song. This is how I pass time where I'm from. Me toil on the farm all day. No time to date and no time to play. Feeding the sheep and stacking the hay. A hard day's work for a honest day's pay. I say I'm a dog, I'm a working dog, I'm a hard-working dog. Sing it again. I'm a dog, I'm a working dog, I'm a hard-working dog. Yeah. Coming up, bitch. We're there. Second verse now. Listen, me say, I know some girls like to call men dogs, but a dog is a special thing. Will guard and protect your house all night and wake you early in the morning. Now, babe, see me good and I'll work for you. A pat on the back and some chow will do. You don't have to keep it that far away. But when the mice away, this dog want to play. Leading the blind man while he walks. Sniffing your suitcase in the airport. I'll be with you from the start till the end. Cause a dog is a woman best friend. A farmer nappy say, I'm a dog, I'm a working dog.
I'm a hard-working dog. Lord, I'm a dog, I'm a working dog. Farmer Nappy was front and center. Let me tell you something. He's one of the greatest storytellers in calypso music too. Anytime you get a chance to hear Farmer Nappy tell a story, listen. It is the funniest thing you'll ever see, and he's serious like a judge when he telling it. He didn't bong to say Colin Lucas is a thief like that. He could have just leave this story the way it was. But Martin Raymond, I'm going back to Martin Raymond and Carl Beaver Henderson, right? And one of the conversations they were having. And talking about the whole Soca is Calypso and Calypso is Soca. And he was just basically saying that Soca is more of a variation of the beat. So he said it was bringing a dance hall beat. When he said dance hall, I think he meant like a beat that could be played at a dance hall, like a party vibe to Calypso music. He says it's the same Calypso, but the drum pattern is what changed. And he said that Raj Shorty is one of the people who was responsible for changing the drum pattern. And he said that change in that drum pattern is also one of the changes you're seeing moving from reggae to calypso. So it would be salute to Martin Raymond, right? I have some experience with Martin Raymond, so I ever tell you Martin Raymond make me nearly not do a MBA. It's the most random thing. I into the music and I into the thing the time I want to learn to do production, and I see a production course advertised somewhere. And when I went to do the class, of course, is Martin Raymond was the one who was teaching the class at that time. And it's strange the spaces you end up in sometimes. You don't pay attention. Like, I always wonder, like, how I end up in this place or that place or meeting this person or that person. And in my mind, them times I go into do music production, I have it in my mind that I want to do dancehall beats, right? Because of them days, all I listen to is dancehall at the time is Heavy Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Mad Cobra, Sanchez. You know what I mean? That was the artist at the time in the middle 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. That's what I listening to. And I finished UE in 2003 undergrad. And trying to find myself, trying to figure out what to do and stuff. I'd already applied for that means it's my bedtime. I just want to listen, right? Past my bedtime. But I applied for this master's degree, not sure that I would again to do it or anything like that. And while I'm waiting for it, I go on and I started doing music production. One of the passions, one of the things that I want to follow, right? And again, I go in there thinking somebody going to teach me how to do. I can't remember if them days was Ableton or what was the program in them times. I can't remember. But when I went there and I walk in the class, there's a huge mixing board in the front of the class. Yeah, the class was here 20 people. So now I'm feeling at home. I feel like somebody gonna make a beat. I'm gonna make a beat what Bounty Killer could sing on. And I remember going to the session, not knowing who Martin Raymond is at all. Like, I don't know him from anywhere. And he started by introducing himself and talking about some of his experience and stuff. And when he started talking about it, so much of his experience had to do with not just Calypso, but artists throughout the Caribbean. And I was like, wait. That was the first time I kind of realized how small the music fraternity might be in the Caribbean and how much of an influence our music has on the music throughout the Caribbean. And in my mind, them times, dancehall and reggae is completely different genres and completely divorced from Calypso then or Soca. And I know some part of me love Calypso and Soca too, but I'm in love with dancehall and things. And the funniest thing is like, he went in the first class he went to, he come and he play a little thing where if anytime you hand me a guitar, quattro is the first thing I'll play now. And he was sorry, the guitar off key like hell, but he was trying to say that, listen, as a Trinidadian, that little thing, bam, 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 bam. He said you must know that as a Trinidadian. He'd say if you come in to produce music, he was even looking forward to the point where everybody have powerful PCs at home and so he was basically saying nobody don't need this mixing board in front of we here. He said we're going into a world where every little child could pick up a laptop or pick up a phone and make music. And the year he's talking about this is 2004. I start my masters. So it's somewhere between 2003 2004. And he's talking about the amount of producers that the world have is like anybody could make anything. He said the issue not going to be beats or rhythm or nothing like that. The issue going to be what are you bringing special to the world? And he was pushing us them times to bring our Trinidadianness. And the reason I end up almost missing the MBA is because I sit down in the music production classes and missing every deadline I have to submit things to at a Lockjack and to go to orientation session and things. I miss all them orientation because I engrossed in the stories this man telling about being around Caribbean song basin and some of the work he do with Shadow and several artists of the Caribbean and so on. It's something else to just talk to him for a little while. So it's something that I'm working on, right? I know I'm saying I'm working on it for long, but all the conversations that I get to have with these people, we go share them together, right? But as he spoke about that move from the drum pattern and he mentioned this song, I had to play this song for you, although he's playing an episode that had to do with work, but we can't get past the work that Shorty put in.
Change the accent of carnival to a groovy bacchanal, wailing, expressing the old feeling. Tune is changing. Wake up, people, examine your minds. Get with it, the change of the times. It's a new generation, endless vibrations. Right on. Right on, right on, right on. Le, 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 hit me horns. Come baby, oh baby, jump with me. Come baby, oh baby, jump with me. Change your musical structure, make it super sweeter. Juve morning when we wailing, bring on this funky feeling. Uptight, feeling so fine. Come on, let the music take your mind. Get connect with the feeling. It's so exciting. Right on, right on, right on, right on. Le, 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 le. Le, 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 le. Do it, Holmes. Hey, hey. Woo! Come baby, oh baby, jump with me. Come baby, oh baby, run with me.
Why this kind of a time? The great Rash Shorty. As I talk about Shorty, I had to talk about Nyla, right? They only go hand in hand. I want to salute Nyla Blackburn, one of my favorite people online. And, as a Joe Budden podcast fan, right? One of my favorite people online is a man by the name of Queen's Flip, right? Queen's Flip, if you don't know him, is a man on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you can find him. And he's doing the craziest set of skits, right? He had two I feel sorry for each one. He has a son named JR. You might remember him for going viral for driving down the street with a little boy eating cereal, and the guy slapped the cereal out of the boy's hand, driving the car crazy, dragged the next child from the back seat to the front seat. He do several skits with several rappers, with Mano, Jim Jones, all of them. But he also does a lot with Caribbean people. Like I saw Alison Hines. Alison Hines didn't find none of that funny. She didn't find none of that funny at all. And I saw him most recently do a song, I don't say a video, to promote a song by Nyla by the name of Pressure. And the interaction between both of them was funny. Nyla appeared on his show after and stuff, but there's something you had to take it. Maybe check Nyla Instagram or look for Queen's Flip. Instead of Queens with a S, put Queens with a Z Flip. And it brutal. People was a little upset about it in the comments, surprisingly, because maybe people don't know who he is or what he's do. Because what they do is they play this song and he start reacting to the song by mashing up the studio, which he did during the Kendrick and Drake battle. He do reactions to the song where he was destroying his own studio. It's funny if you find it funny, and it's real ridiculous if you don't find it funny, right? But check it out. Maybe you'll like it. And Nyla and him promoting the song. But people are upset. People say he hit Nyla, and he gave Nyla a chance to mash up some of the place too. Nyla have a little built-in pent-up rage. A little built-in pent-up rage, but maybe it's something she could use to her benefit in this Labor Day season here.
Yo. Hey. KTP, just for you, baby. Yo. Hey. Yo.
Give it to me, that workout.
Give you the workout, girl. Give you the workout, girl.
Give it to me, that love. Give it to me, that workout.
Give you the workout, girl. Give you the workout, girl. Give me the workout, baby. Show them that you're not lazy. Lately, that body driving me crazy. Chimbody. Now give it to nobody, oh chimbody. Original, them can photocopy, oh.
We never over. You send me loca. I want your love. You giving me pressure. Love never sober. We dancing in soca. Right now, vroom.
And you know we end up going low, lower, until we end up going lower, until we end up on the ground. Give it to me, that workout. Give it to me, that love, yeah. Give it to me, that workout. Give it to me, that love. Give it to me, that workout. Give it to me, that love, yeah. Give it to me, that workout. Give it to me, that love.
Plenty song to play. Hard work. I want to acknowledge a hard worker, and I want to acknowledge the UNC Star team. Stars sweep Patriots by 151,465 votes. Rushton Parry, we say all kind of things about you. We say you have a chance, you're looking good, new blood, new energy. Nothing. Looks like dirt. The incumbent Star slate are reading from the news. They hear it must have something serious, right? Oh. Listen, I see the thing on the news. They here to read and it say Clint Chantak. But in all caps, right? They put Clint Chantak, but the L and the I very close together. I nearly missed the mean myself on this good Labor Day here. we nearly mash up Charlie King Junction just like what's new. The incumbent Star slate swept aside the United Patriots slate, 213,651 to 62,186 votes. Rushton. That is more than 3 times the amount of votes the woman get more than all year. Anyway, these were, and let me just say the woman is the star slate because the leadership position was not up for grabs. This is the weirdest thing I've heard in a long. I don't understand it. These were the preliminary results of the elections released by the party's election management committee on June 16th. Within the star slate, St. Augustine MP Khadija Amin received the highest number of votes, 3,479, in winning Northeast representative post on the UNC National Executive. They do all kinds with Khadija Amin and they try to make the woman look bad. Little personal issues the woman having, they try to make it into a big thing. But she beat them badly. She beat them more than anybody beat anybody. On the Patriot side, Diochan Ranjit Singh, who he? Got the highest number of votes, 4,056, in his unsuccessful bid for the International Relations Officer. The man who get the most votes ain't win nothing. Robert Amar still have a radio station there, right? And it was just some more Amar Studios. Robert Amar, who contested that deputy political leader post as an independent candidate, received the lowest number of votes, 426. Clint, why you had to write that, Clint? You couldn't let that fly below the radar. Why you had to put the man on Front Street like that? But what Robert Amar is going to get a lot of is ads when election time come next year, you know what I mean? He know he good to go when it comes to both parties advertising on his radio station. It's called a win-win situation, right? you can't go wrong. When preliminary results were announced at her Siparia constituency office in Penal on June 15th, UNC political leader Kamla Persad Bissessar said the results showed the party had elected a functional NATEX. She added that the party was now fully energized and mobilized to take on the PNM. At a news conference in McBean, Couva on June 16th, Patriot slate leader Mayaro MP Rushton Parry accepted the results. Thanks. He thanked the UNC membership for participating in the elections and congratulated the star slate on his victory. While the Patriots had made several complaints about the irregularities on the day, including they say it had fight down in Penal, right? Parry said he was not taking the matter any further because no matter how much irregularities it have, when you lost by 100 and nearly 50-something thousand votes, I think it's better you just pack up shop. Pack up shop. Parry say he willing to work with the leader again. Parry. Nobody's calling you. But some of the names you might know for the people who were on the cards, Rudal Munilal, Robert Anita Haynes Alain was some of the ones, but Rudal Munilal win that by a margin. John was right there close to him with deputy political leader David Lee was up there close to. Oh, I see what the star do. The star bright. The star bright. From what I could see here, what the star team do is they put several people for the vote, like they split the vote. Anyway, I don't know enough about it, but that's how it seemed like they do. But I don't think they even needed any of that because the margins I see in people lost by here, it's bad. It's bad. It seems as though the UNC internal, the party card holders have they're fully behind the star team, and this is the team that's going to lead them into the next election. This election ain't go change when they do the leadership. It can't be Rushton Parry again. Me know who go and run against Kamla, but Kamla proven to be a formidable fighter. They say how much a different election she lost over the years and but you know what I mean? It's like we still have the same people in charge of PNM and UNC, and they both losing popularity. We both losing confidence in both of them, but I guess it's gonna come down to at what rate we lose confidence in both of them at the same time. But I had to congratulate Kamla Persad Bissessar because she has at least, between she enrolled them at least 1,000 and something years old, and they're still young enough and fit enough to go into these kind of battles, fight and win consistently over time. One of the longest standing politicians we've had is Kamla Persad Bissessar, and she leading the UNC into the next election. So it's only fitting that for such a hard-working woman, we find a hard-working woman's song to play in honor of that on the Labor Day.
Oh, so you're the man who comes to sweep my yard. The yard man. I like that broomstick you're carrying. Yes, baby, I like it. I want you to take a broom and sweep my yard. You better brush it good, or we go fall apart. Don't give me no shortcut thing. You
tell all the time I was in Cheetahs and I forget how it is. Listen, more stories. Where to go next? Well, as we done on election talk, we talk about this, right? PNM and UNC share by election spoils, Grantham breaks new ground in Lengua, Indian Walk. Right? I did not know it had a by-election. So my neighbor, Casey, telling me it's a by-election. Me know nothing about this by-election. So let me read from Kevin Feldman. While the UNC was always favored to win the Quina Mon Diablo constituency in yesterday's local government by-election, a street party broke out along the Moruga Road, Princetown last night after People's National Movement candidate Pastor Otley Grantham claimed victory in the Lengua Indian Walk district. A preliminary count by the PNM showed Grantham amassed 2,083 votes over UNC's Nicole Gopal's 1,336. There was a margin of 747, a significant gap considering the Elections and Boundaries Commission had declared a tie between the candidates following the August 2023 local government election. So I guess that means Grantham gained some ground, right, and win the seat. It has been years since the PNM claimed the seat, now creating an opposition voice in the UNC-led Princetown Regional Corporation, a voice that will be ignored. My words, right? That's not Kevin Feldman. With the addition of a councillor and alderman. Before being hoisted on supporters' shoulders as they chanted his name outside his campaign office at Indian Walk, Grantham said the tie gave him a second chance to strengthen himself. He said that he and his team took the chance to present the facts to people and let them know that they meant business. I feel proud, I feel great, I feel magnificent. I'm just joyful in my heart because of this victory, and I know that it is not because of my might nor my power, but all by Almighty God, and the entire team has been surrounding me rallying for the last 9 months. It can't be that, right? So salute to that. More elections. As we talk in election, I just say, let me tell you that it's really music I come to play it on. If election is hard work and it's Labor Day, we might as well.
Marsville, rough. Hola, gal and jam shit. Jam shit, jam shit, jam shit. Hola, gal and jam shit. Jam shit, jam shit, jam shit. Hola, gal and jam shit. Jam shit, jam shit, jam shit. Hola, gal and jam shit. Jam shit, jam shit, jam shit. What she want? What she want? What she want? I want you want. What she want? What she want? What she want? I want you need. What she want? What she want? What she want? I want you want. What she want? What she want? What she want? I what she want is what. I what she want. I what she need is what. I what she need. I what she want is what. I what she want. I what she need is what. I what she want is what. I what you want. I what you need is what. I what you need. I what you need is what. I what she want is what. Hola, hey señorita, I want to meet ya. You're pushing back your bumper. Hola, door. Right by the speaker. Oh gosh, girl, your wine is sweeter. I had to meet ya. Hola, door. You're bubbling good, you're whining right. You're working, work the thing all night. You're bubbling good, you're whining right. You're working, work the thing all night. Hola, door. Hola, door. Hola, door. Hola, door. Hola, gala, jam shit, jam shit, jam shit, jam shit, jam jam.
Grantham and jam shit. Jam shit, jam shit, jam shit. Grantham and jam shit. That song had nothing to do with the election. I really just here to play music for the thing. But as Grantham say rally, let me start to talk about this World Cup, right? Because I don't like, if you see me, they might find a bias towards Soca Warriors. Salute to my guy Kern, salute to Daddy, all the people who into the cricket and the diehard. Salute my boy Juan. It's some people who's diehard West Indies fans, right? And at time Kern asked me in the office, I don't know working by us who's a diehard West Indies. Too young to be a diehard West Indies fan, but diehard anyway. And a day he asked me, he said, Corey, you watch any sport? Because I tell him something about horse racing or golf. He's like, any sport? But how you don't watch cricket? I was like, boy, West Indies hard to watch. And I was finding it hard to back West Indies. I think it have a few teams I feel that love and connection for. Few teams I feel that connection for. And West Indies is one. And I could back a side who fighting, you know. But you see that gold chain side we went in, after you had men like Ambrose and Walsh and Viv Richards and Richard Lara. They had a squad like that to come to some of the teams that we see. Not that the individuals wasn't great, but the team effort just wasn't there. Even from Lara time come up where you could back West Indies going on fight. When you see Greenwich and Haynes go out there, you know you're going to see something special. But this kind of thing we is just watch West Indies and everybody just out, and it's so hard to watch. And I realized watching this World Cup that is my attitude towards it had to change, right? Because I see some men from Uganda come here and play cricket, right? And them men, when you add up all them men innings, I think it add up to like 200 and a little bit of runs that they make for the whole tournament. Uganda. Uganda make about 250 runs in aggregate, in cumulative, over the 4 games that they play, right? I think West Indies out them for 39. I want to say New Zealand on one of them side out them for 40. But their man attitude, you want to see the Ugandan players, they vex when they're out and they vex when they get like for a boundary and thing. But when them men take a wicket, them men celebrating like they win the World Cup. And it make me realize I looking at this thing wrong, because I back in Soca Warriors and I went and cry in Germany when that side, when I had Janssen play in that stadium in Dortmund, I cry long tears. I watching with Zachary the other day. I said I'm watching Euros. You know, we watching little Euro games, and one of the games was in that Dortmund stadium. And I said Zachary that I was there. You know, I was there to see Trinidad draw with Sweden at the time, and long tears I cried. I know Trinidad had no chance when Trinidad draw that game. And all you have to understand how much of thing we turn into iron and beat, and everybody would listen. Anybody in our red jersey was your family that day. We beat iron coming out that stadium, and we sing, we chant, we do all kinds of things. We enjoy ourselves. We had a time outside that stadium, and we draw. You would have swear we win the World Cup. And maybe people from Sweden tell me too, and it's like, you know, it's 2 more games, you know, like there's not it, you know, but the euphoria we feeling is like we just reached the World Cup, we done win already, which is what we'll be feeling in 2026, right? Only beat up Bahamas very, very bad, all right, that's what we're supposed to do, like we keep on that train, right? But back to West Indies, maybe I need to curb my enthusiasm, as you know the word, right? I still have jaw problems, my enthusiasm with the West Indies, because maybe I should just be celebrating the fact that we win a game, celebrate the fact that we make 40 runs, celebrate the fact that everybody on the side makes single digits, that the bowlers bowling a set of wide. I know the lack of effort is bothering me, but I feel it's better to curb my enthusiasm. But lo and behold, I went kicking and screaming. My father wouldn't tell me, boy, you watch this game, you see this thing, he called me in the night, is he watching the TV? And you know, I get sucked in. And what a part of the reason I don't watch too and I don't get sucked in is because I just feel like I go blight this side too, if I'm being honest. I don't want to become a blight to West Indies team by being a wagonist and starting to support too late, and then is problems. So find my way into watching a little bit of West Indies cricket. And of course, man started out small score. We 50 runs for 5 wickets, and I done sort of get upset in my soul already. But Shofin Rutherford, there with the man name, the man come and he thing and he put on some runs at 150. I started to understand, all right, Brian Lara pitch tricky, and if we could get to 150 as a score, we could defend, and we did. We put the side under some pressure and we beat them. And most recently, I see we play Afghanistan, which I would not understand this, but from what Daddy and them tell, man, everybody watching cricket, they say Afghanistan is a big side in the group. Afghanistan beaten everybody in our group, and we were the 2 undefeated teams. And I expected to see, 2 undefeated teams already qualify for the next round. Will probably put on a second string team or get some other players eyeing. Neither of these teams do this. They clearly went out there and play to win the game, but West Indies beat them very, 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 very bad. Very, very bad. I want to read from here from The Guardian, right? West Indies were in a record-setting mood on Monday night. Nicholas Puran blasted the hosts to the highest power play score in T20 history, 92 for 1. That's the kind of scores I want to see, you know what I mean? When I see big numbers for small wickets, 92 for 1. And the highest World Cup score for the West Indies, 218 for 5 as they dominated Afghanistan at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground in St. Lucia. Remember that Bravo working for Afghanistan now, so Bravo must have done call up them boys and say, well, here what is the scene, here what we doing. That's how he bowling, but Bravo for we. Afghanistan could have never beat you. While the Group C encounter had no bearing on where the teams would be placed in the Super 8, it was still a crucial match as they looked to stay perfect for the tournament. In the end, West Indies stretched their winning streak in the format to 8 with Puran notching a new personal best at 98 or 53 balls. And it was so unfortunate. Puran is a fellow you had to root for. You had to like Puran. And I'm sorry to see him reach so close to the 100, batting and poise and everything. And really, in the last over, trying to get 2 runs so he could get back on strike to get to the 100. Come and get run out. I mean, a great throw by the fellow from Afghanistan, right? The man threw from almost the boundary and hit the wicket clean. I mean, how often that going to happen? I remember Gladstone Small. I remember people remember that. But it was an amazing throw, and that, I mean, fitting for innings at that level. I suppose you want that stat of 100, but that 98 is as good as any 100. So salute to the West Indies. The cricket, as my father and them did say, they say is very, very enjoyable. You know what I mean? The game's competitive. Even when it's not competitive, it's a vibe. Because the first thing I'd seen was the empty stadiums in Guyana. And here, the ticket prices might be part of the reason. So I understand that the local game that West Indies played, I believe they said it was $900 to see the game. That is a little bit of that's some money. I never hear a ticket price for a local team that's high yet since I'm watching sports down here. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But even though the local support now in St. Lucia, that wasn't the case in St. Lucia or Trinidad, to be fair. Trinidad people came out, and in St. Lucia people come out and having a good time. So to my guy, he gone a different level now. The man stopped watching West Indies on TV. The man is going. I was going to say for heartbreak, but this time I will keep it positive because in the spirit of Labor Day, and I want West Indies to get the fruits of the labor. Because I remember where I was when Carlos Brathwaite hit, it was Ben Stokes for some big 6. I was lecturing, of course, in CTS, and we went Wendy's for lunch. And it just so happened it was on the TV, and Wendy's was the right time. We extend the lunch a little bit, and we see them take the World Cup. So I'm wishing the West Indies the best. I wishing them that they continue to put in the work and get the fruits of our labor is what we're looking for. We're looking for things to celebrate.
Girl, I tell you, cock up your bumper, jack up your waist and work. Push back your bumper, work. Cock up your bumper, work. Shake up your bumper, work. Wait a minute, boy, the girls whining again. Watch out the girls them walking up again. Watch out the girls them cocking up again. Pushing back baby by your boyfriend. Now wine, go down and make it go wrong and you can't belong now down to the ground. Start to walk up and give me low jump, tremble and then bring it right up again. Wine, go down and make it go wrong. You can't belong now down to the ground. Start to walk up and give me low jump, tremble and then bring it right up. Work. Push back your bumper, work. Cock up your bumper, work. Shake up your bumper, work. And everybody wind up, bust your waist and grind up. And let me see you come wind up, bust your waist and grind up. And everybody wind up, bust your waist and grind up. And let me see you come wind up, bust your waist and grind up. Hey, now we're walking up, the people go mad. Barbados, New York, Trinidad, Caribbean girls, them walking up bad. How about your head, girl, you walking up bad. Walk out in the light and turn and stop. Show off the new brand clothes that you have. Modeling your heels and make them mad. Hands in the ear, call you no smell bad. Fiddle up your body, give me a little job. Push back the bumper, bad. Shake up your bumper, bad. Let me see you walking up, bad. Work. Push back your bumper,
work. You don't find Labor Day being a holiday is an oxymoron. I come here to play a whole set of songs about work and hard work and thing, and the day itself actually have nothing to do with hard work. It is more a reflection of how much holidays we have in this country and how we actually don't like to work at all. It's pretty much who we are. So I mean, in the spirit of work, a work day, a Labor Day in the middle of the week, nonetheless, that have nothing to do with work, I had to play this one, right?
Well, a challenging anybody who think that they more lazy than me. Open competition to prove I'm the world's most laziest man. You could could come from Germany, you could come from France. If you think you're more lazy than me, you could take the chance. But I'm lazy to wine or dine, I'm lazy to speak my mind. Sun shining as hot as fire, I'm lazy to perspire. A hungry look I want to death, I'm lazy to bite my bread. I'm drowsy and I'm sleepy like an old ram sheep, but I'm lazy to go to sleep.
But I'm lazy to go to sleep. Now, why would I play that for some of the hardest working people in the world? Hey, the Mighty Sparrow. Anytime you see him in the papers, we had to talk about him. This is from the Newsday by Melissa Doherty. New rum to be named after Mighty Sparrow. I like it already. I want to drink all. He gave the world what might be termed the quintessential rum song, Drunk and Disorderly. Certainly my favorite rum song. But now a brand of rum will actually bear his name. The Mighty Sparrow, aged rum with spices, was introduced on his Facebook page on May 14th. However, the Mighty Sparrow is not the one behind the rums, although they bear his name. U.S. singer-songwriter Lane Steinberg and U.S. producer, director, and screenwriter Leonard Dorfman are the rum's founders. 4 images of bottles were posted, and visitors to his page were asked to give their opinions on bottles and labels. Sparrow reposted them on May 19th, asking for more responses. The product's website was launched on June 8th, and the producer said they were looking for partners to bring the product to market, and all the details were available on the website. The rum falls under the Mighty Sparrow Company, headquartered on 10 Center Street, Irvington, New York. In a brief interview on Wednesday, Sparrow confirmed that he had granted permission for his name to be used for the brand. He said, "I thought it was something good, and I'm waiting on my contract." When you put in the work, you must get the result, like the West Indies, right? Sparrow said he was approached 3 years ago with the idea. The Calypsonian was baptized. Spar. You know, baptized and you're looking for the rum money. The Calypsonian was baptized at the Linden Seventh-day Adventist Church in New York in 2022. Asked if the rum bearing his name was in conflict with his religious beliefs, Sparrow said, "As long as we have to go along those lines, we have to remember moderation is the name." I say so. It is the key. And not because somebody is sponsoring something, they have to find themselves completely out of it. Whatever you are doing, you have to do things moderately. So, salute to Sparrow, aged spice rum. The bottle looking nice. Well, to say, Sparrow said he was not deeply involved and he wished the founders success. So, I mean, basically, we see this many times before, right? Just last week I was talking about Cartel, and well, coincidentally, I thought by now we'd have news for you on what happened at Cartel, but they said by beginning of July is when you'll find out if you're free or not. So no bail. The whatever hearing it was end on Friday, but I suppose it's taking some time to deliberate something whether he should have a retrial or come back out. But I bring up Cartel because Cartel also had a situation like this with Street Vibes Rum. He wasn't the founder, he wasn't the manufacturer or anything. He just lent his image and likeness to the rum and promote it. We saw that with Machel doing 3-0 was the same type of arrangement. Should I say Diddy and Ciroc, or we should just skip that? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe we should skip that. But it's not abnormal for somebody who popular in music, especially music and alcohol, kind of go hand in hand. And to do something like this. So the fact that them fellas could do this, because Sparrow is 182 years old, the fact that he could get a deal like this at this point in time, show the kind of name recognition these fellas have and the kind of brand they build over the years. Now, I was looking for a Sparrow song to play about work, right? To line up with this article. And I feel I find one. Take it how you want to.
I'm a slave from a land so far. I was caught and I was brought here from Africa. I'm a slave from a land so far. I was caught and I was brought here from Africa. Well, it was licks like fire from the white slave master every day. Sat down on my knees, weeks and weeks before we crossed the seas to reach in the West Indies. Then they make me work. Yes, I work. I said I work. Yes, I work. Good Lord, no pay. I toil. I say I toil so hard each day. I'm done But the English slave master standing there with the gun. Oh, I know he gon' shoot to kill. So I stay and I pray, but I'm planning still. I study night and day how to break away. I got to make a brilliant escape. But every time I think about the whip and them dogs, my body that start to shake. He made me work. I said I work. Oh Lord, no pay. I toil hard each day. I'm dying. I'm crying, Lord. There was much to say, and I hope that the boss would have listened to me someday. Although he knew my request was small, 'twas the sting of the whip there to answer me when I called. We had to chant and sing to express our feeling to that wicked and cruel man. That was the only medicine to make him listen. And his Soca calypso began. He made me work. I said I work. Oh Lord, no pay. I toil. I say I toil hard each day. I'm dying. I'm crying. Somebody said, free the bloody slave. I was then put out on the street. I had no clothes, I had no food, I had no place to sleep. I had no education, no particular ambition. This I cannot conceal. Forgot my native culture, live like a vulture. From the white man I had to steal, because he made me work. I said I work. Oh Lord, no pay. I toil. I say I toil so hard each day. I'm dying. I'm crying.
bamba. You don't get much more work than that, right? You don't get, well, at least now we're getting paid to get the work, right? This is what the Labor Day celebration is about now. What the labor movement is about. I'll never forget my partner one telling me, let me not say what way he working, but you tell me which party he working. They had a protest at time about increased wages. You know how the union thing, the union thing is go. They basically bargaining now for all 2012, 2013 and them kind of years. And a matter of fact, wait now. I live in a house with the teachers and them get back pay me see a cent. Me see a cent. Not a red cent, not a dollar ain't come through from the back pay at all. What is happening in this labor movement? I better delete this episode. But he tell me when they in a meeting, he said in a meeting with the main people in the institution, right? And then the staff come to protest. And they're singing heavy Negro spirituals, you know what I mean? They're singing "We Shall Overcome," and you know what I mean? And you know how it's go, but everything in that trinity is a lime and a fit. So eventually when we finish with the spirituals and so on, we start to sing, he said they started to sing outside the door, "We want we money, back, we want we cola, back, we want we money right now." You know the chant and thing is always make protest nice, you know what I mean? And he said when they started to run out of chant and thing, they say he said the place get quiet for a little while. And then the next thing he hears, water and powder. Water and powder. The band started. He had to love Trinidadians, but he had to understand the labor movement itself in globally, but in the Caribbean in particular. A big part of the labor movement is rooted to the fact that many of us came here and who get forced to work, who get indentured into working and get short pay and get promised and never get what it was to collect. And some of the verses, one verse in particular, Sparrow stand out to me. It's so powerful where he say, somebody make a decree and they declare time to leg with the slaves. With no kind of plan whatsoever, you're accustomed having somebody controlling you, telling you what to do every day, giving you 3-4 square meals a day. And all of a sudden now, you're getting nothing. You just get out on the street and they give you freedom as if it's some badge of honor and you have to figure it out. So we must remember what Labor Day is for. We must work for Labor Day, you know what I mean? The thing about it is when you have your own business and your own thing, it's no off day, you know. It's no Labor Day. No, a matter of fact, when I say holiday, it have always been studying this. It's double time again. Yeah, the people double and triple time. But talking about the young entrepreneurs, are we talking water and powder? They have some youths who I want to highlight here. By the name of the crew is Cheerful Company. And this is what I mean when I say innovation and trying things, especially like for youths today. When I study and think, it was so much about when we study, it was so much about doctor, lawyer, engineer, a tradesman, a draftsman, whatever, you know, it was so accountant. It's like strict professions you had to fit yourself into and do well in those fields and get a good job in a good corporate place. So even if you had to start a business, you had to start a business in them spaces. So you find that somebody come out and they had a ACCA and whatnot, they start their own firm and they do anything. A man and a lawyer, he starts your own law firm and he build from there. Or a restaurant, you know, the business ideas were so traditional. But what I love about the youths today is that they truly same social. I mean, just what I do in here, and I guess that's why I trying to come to terms with the fact that I might have something to give in Nigel and them and so to start broadcasting in their class. If youths want to learn about podcasting and things, I'm glad to tell them anything I do or learn to do or figure out how to do or do wrong or help that they need to start up. I'm willing to help anybody who willing to start up and try a thing and do it. I help anybody. I like to see youths get through. I like to see them try something and succeed and do great, you know. I like to see how I went to school at Bravo. I remember him being a little cricket boy. He running down the cricket. That little youth had always loved that. And look where he reached now, Afghanistan. You can't be that. You can't be that kind of success. And like I tell people all the time, sometimes because we come from that generation, we had to redefine success. We had to broaden what we call success. Success have all different kind of looks and all kind of different flavors, especially with youths today. Some of the ways these youths gonna succeed and do well in this life is ways that we might not ever understand what they're doing. And this group of Cheerful the cheerful company. I'm glad they give it. When I progress is a hell of a thing, it warms my cool heart. Because when I saved this to talk about it, they had a kind of obscure Instagram name. KJ somebody. I don't know what the name was. And then when I pull it up to talk about it, it ain't coming up at all. And when I pull back the link, I realized they changed it to Cheerful Company. The first thing you see when you look at their bio is the Cheerful Company, a Trinidad flag, and God first. You could tell they're very, very Trinidadian, very patriotic in the way they talk and they be and their whole selves they bring to it. And you could see they're from some churches. Here I'm talking a lot about things what happen in church and things, but they are so authentically themselves that they build an Instagram page and all they do is think that they ain't created to know. People do this before on TikTok and things. They just have now I'm going to sound like the oldest man in the hills trying to explain this, right? But you would have seen them before because they've been looking into the camera and some letters going over their head. So the first one I saw is where they say, name a car with this letter. And then you see the letters going over your head and they stop on Y. And you have to say, a car with Y. And then they say Yaris. And you get away. But if you can't think of nothing with Y, they have a pillow in front of them with some powder or flour or something. So, and they dunk the person face in the powder or flour. That idea itself, it's a way people do it before. It's something that you see in trends on TikTok and things. But the lesson here, right, is that you see when you just your authentic self, because them four young ladies, let me stop saying little girls, I sound like them old people now. But these 4 young ladies have a vibe and an energy among 4 of them that you could see that's just how they is, and they're infectious. Like when you watch a little part of the clip, you can't stop watching. You're waiting to see who face clean, and it's funny when they can't figure something out. And the little smally one, I think her name is Jewel. She have a kind of gangster style. So she didn't want nobody push it up. She answered them rough and thing, but she didn't have an idea what letter it started with. She can't make a guess. And boy, they push it. I don't know where they get this amount of flour. Because when they put one face, all the flour could done, then I hope. And I seeing them starting to get sponsorships. I want to say I saw them do something with Church's Chicken recently. Did I see them do some with Standards as well? So it's like I see all these influencers, they gain opportunities. I like to see that. I like to see youths get through in this life. I find it taking too long for national flour mills to call these youths. We need people them age in marketing positions in company, who following the trend of what going on with these youths. These youths are 30-something thousand followers, 13,000 something followers, and the videos themselves infectious. Maybe it's because of the background and thing in the church. Very clean, it's very wholesome, family oriented. That's something your mother and your grandmother and them could watch and enjoy. Or my children could watch. Very, very family oriented and wholesome. I like them. I hear from Palace Stacy. The names is Avril, Keisha, Jewel, and she's not sure about the 4th one. It wasn't me. It's Palace Stacy. The researcher I don't know what kind of researcher this podcast really have, but check them out. Just go on Instagram, put in the Cheerful Company, or on TikTok. And I see they start the YouTube channel now. They now start the YouTube channel, so they only have a few videos. But please, go and like them and share and subscribe and all the things that the youths say. Because if these youths get through and make it big all around the world with this, I will feel so good to see. You know what I mean? They do well for themselves. As a matter of fact, I'm now seeing they have an intro video, and if we really had proper researchers in this podcast, we'd watch the intro video before we start. But I mean, big labor. They mean trying to work too hard.
Everybody, catch the vibes. It's your boy Salt alongside who? We're doing this for all the independent ladies them all over the world. Ladies, it's time to work. Let's go. All my gal just work. Gal lunge the attack, gal work. Make me see you bend out your back, gal work. Gal fling it on the left, gal work. Fling it on the right, gal work. Put your hands on your knees, gal work. Do what you please, gal work. Take your time when you walk, gal work. Fling it right there on the spot, gal.
hear that. I'd ask Farmer if they ain't thief that from Tommy Joseph too. You know? That sound like a Tommy Joseph kind of style. It's a short week, you know, short episode. I'll leave it only with this one by the greatest. When it comes to singing song about work, he cannot be beat. I'll leave it only with this one by the great Machel Montano. Only have a good week, a short week. If you're abroad and you're walking in the cold on some kind of selfish street or whichever party is go, if you're on the train and you have to go, which one of my friends tell me she going from Brooklyn to how they call the place and all this squeeze up on the train and thing, just remember that while you're listening to this, Trinidadians is in their bed doing nothing. Songing for the backup work. Hard work when we jam it. Work. Hard work when we grind it. Work. Hard work. What the girl them want? Lord want. What the girl them want? Lord. When they in the vet, work. What they want? Hard work. Till they soaking wet. Work. What they want? Hard work. When they on the road, work. What they want? Hard work. Then I'm making joke. What they want? Hard work. What the girl them want? What they want? Hard work. What the girl them want? What they want? Hard work. What the girl them want? What they want? Hard work. What the girl them want? What they want? Hard work. Work. Hard work. Work. Hard work. Work. Hard work. Work. Hard work. And you listen, because I am the most hard-working man in podcasting, right? and I can't stop short of an hour and a half. I had to play this song that had nothing to do with work whatsoever, just to make sure I pass an hour and a half.
Are you ready? Let me go. We're going down the road. Everybody, jamming down the road. And now whining like a crazy, jamming down the road. And now whining many ladies, jamming down the road. The road, the road, the road, the road, the road, the road, the road. I'm a whining criminal, criminal. I not see no bacchanal, bacchanal. I come here to wine, not to do no crime. If they want to lock me up, they can find me by the truck. Any girl I want a whining, any girl I wine a checking. whining down the road, and a whining like a crazy, jamming down the road, and a whining with the lady, jamming down the road, the road, the road, the road. I'm a whining criminal, criminal. I'm a fitting criminal, criminal. I'm a dancing criminal, criminal. I'm a jamming criminal, criminal. Any girl I want a whining, any girl I whine a taking, any girl I take a walking, any girl I walk no stopping. I jam me from Tuesday morning, all the way till last evening. My whole body hot and sweaty, but still I can't stop the jamming, jamming down the road, and a whining like a crazy, jamming down the road, and a whining like the lady, jamming down the road, the road, the road,
The road. Machel have a way to make you feel for more Machel.
Jump it, out the body, back to yourself now. All the girls them winding up, all the bands them lining up, all the costumes signing up. Be ready for mass again. All the trucks them loading up, all the sands them throwing up, all the bands them rolling up. Be ready for mass again. Ready, we ready, we ready, ready for mass again. All the girls in the band making noise in the rhythm section. It's them bang 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 bang. He's coming the tongue like jumping, we jumping around like jumping. Come out to your cage, jumping, take it up one way like jumping. We jumping up all day, jumping up all night, jumping up all day, jumping up all night. There's a vibe flowing up in here, yeah. Put your hands them up in the air, yeah. We up the end, we making it clear, yeah. We come back to take the banner the air, yeah, yeah. We ready, hands up, we ready, jump up, we ready, flags up, ready for mass again. All the girl in the band making noise in the rhythm section. It's the bang 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 bang. It's coming in tongue, jumping, we jumping around, jumping. Come out of your cage, jumping, take it up and way, jumping. We jumping up all day, jumping up all see them jumping up.
I just stop because you see the way my finances set up right now, I mightn't can't afford to play no mass. But Machel have a way. Machel is called for more Machel.
HD, double M, G to the C. I buckle out a spoon and I begin to dance. Now head done gone, so I feel into chant out yo. And I bottle of rum. You don't need to wine on me in the party. I'm already drunk. One thing I need inside of the vet.
Give me a bottle of rum.
I love me rum and me rum it love me. I'm totally drunk. My baby never cheat on me yet. Give me a bottle of rum. Cause I'm drinking whole night. And I'm whining, head nice. And I'm only smiling, baby. With a bottle of rum. Say I'm drinking, just check me how I'm whining. I catch it all night, I'm smiling, baby. Give me a bottle of rum. Hey, signal the bartender, cause I'm ready to put down my order. And I'm ready to bunk for behavior. No, you don't have to want me. You can make your runs through the party. And if you bounce up the army, baby, don't be surprised if they're looking for me. You're coasting all day, well I's a man I don't play. You used to be my baby. Tonight I need you to know. You ask if my love is true, and thought I said I love you, but girl I said you.
The people calling Benjamin. Oh Lord, and we want that tune again. I can't make them kind of note what Benja is made. But on a serious note, Machel is getting a kind of world note. But a serious note, well, you enjoy the week. If you have to work, you know what to do. Fly back to our country where we don't work. Enjoy the holiday. If you're working on the holiday, enjoy your double time and your double time and a half and your triple time and so on. Enjoy it. And I'm leaving only with this one by the great Machel Montano.
Time for work. It's time for work. It's time for work.
In other words, work for the rest of the week, right? Don't take Wednesday and Thursday and Friday off.
Let's go. It's time for work. No loafing. No stand up and posting. On the floor like 8 to 4. Me girl walk it up fast, no slow-ting. When I get in behind you, whine it like you don't feel no clothing. You say you're ready for the whole thing. Well, walk it up. Can let me see you walking up. You want to whine and rock it up. Bend right over, cock it up. Baby, back it up. Hold on the gun, girl, back it up. Spin it around and back it up. Bring it, let me mash it up. Girl, what's your occupation? Use a whining pro, a certified whiner, handling the work. Concentrate on working, flexing up and rolling. You have to control it. Let me see you go. I see man at work, now you in a corner squeeze up. Just watch how the things start heat up. Race what and me still not ease up. Bass, I'm still was speed up. Girl, ride this rhythm, ride this rhythm till the body was freeze up. You say you wanna get the real stuff. When walk it up, girl, never see you walking up. You want to whine and rock it up. Bend right over, cock it up. Baby, back it up. Hold on the ground, girl, back it up. Spin it around and back it up. Bring it, let me mash it up. Girl, what's your occupation? Use a whining pro, a certified whiner, handling the work. Concentrate on working, flexing up and rolling. You have to control it. Let me see you go. So come in, you is the artist for real. I wanna put it on you, so baby drop it for me. Yeah. Say rock and come in, you taking over the scene. I got something for you, and you know what I mean. Yeah, it's time for work.
Work is done a short week, so work. It's done a short week, so work. I'm leaving all over this one for real this time.
Yeah. I want to walk up on your body till you're busting a sweat. I want to see the water dripping down the back of your neck. Girl, if I hold you in the dance or after the fete, it's trouble. Say, me and you together, we can double up. And like when the soap drop in the shower, you can bubble up. Oh, if it feels right, yeah, baby, give me the green light. And let me accelerate. Girl, wind up your body till you drop. And let me do it again. Girl, walk up your waist non-stop. Cause I love how you're moving. Right now it's me and you alone. And like my body have a mind of its own. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. I'll take the breath from your body like an asthma attack. Infinity, girl, this love could never stop. Girl, you can whine from below or you can whine on the top. Girl, I know, yes I know, that you're hot in all your dimension. So just tell me what's your intention. I have the cord and the extension. By the way, girl, did I mention that if it feels right, yeah, baby, give me the green light. And let me accelerate. Girl, wind up your body till you drop. And let me do it again. Girl, walk up your waist non-stop. Cause I love how you're moving. Right now it's me and you alone. And like my body have a mind of its own. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. Let me accelerate. Girl, wind up your body till you drop. And let me do it again. Girl, walk up your waist non-stop. Cause I love how you're moving. Right now it's me and you alone. And like my body have a mind of its own. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang. When I hold you it's boom, bang, endless walk, boom, bang.
Another short week, so go and walk.